I'ma give you 10 seconds to guess at least 2 South African fashion brands. If I guess even just one of them right, you have to subscribe. Also, yeah, I never really get the chance to just say, hey guys, welcome, thumbs up. I'ma put them on the screen. If I guessed any of them right, you have to subscribe. You promised to subscribe. One thing I've realized about South African fashion brands is that they're actually pretty unique and they all kind of tell different stories, which is why I didn't decide to just read them out to you guys for this video. Instead, I sorted them into different categories based on what they... I don't know, we'll sort that stuff later. Let's just start with the first category. OGs, I call them the OG. Everyone and their parents know these brands right here. Here are the most notable ones. I'm gonna put them on the screen. And my personal favorite here is Mr. Price. Mr. Price is a proudly South African brand founded in 1985 by these two blockheads right here. And fun fact, they were actually the first SA apparel seller to launch an online shopping platform. You're probably wondering who asked. Well, apparently nobody. I just added that fact. So YouTube would monetize me after this video, bro. Like, it's been so long. YouTube, I've been doing this for years, bro. Like, come on guys. Like, I would be that ass. One thing you've probably noticed about brands in this category is that they all kind of classify as fast fashion, meaning that they mass produce inexpensive clothing to quickly replicate the latest runway trends and celebrity styles. For a while, fast fashion was kind of in a rough place in South Africa, meaning that compared to the ops, we had less access to trendy clothing until Shein. Yes, Shein. And actually Temu later on kind of revived fast fashion in South Africa. Now listen, I honestly know there's a lot of controversy here. Okay, I know that, you guys, I'm not dumb. But like it or not, this became an outlet for self-expression for many South Africans. This marked a whole shift in the way we dressed, and this gave the youth a chance to express themselves. And these taught us how to be toxic, bro. And these made us truly humble as a country. I just sorted out the whole category mess. So I'm ready to move on to the next category, streetwear / labels. For a while, labels were considered the only way to look good in South Africa. And for a while, the most popular labels in SA didn't even come from South Africa. Now everyone in the cat is starting a clothing brand, bro. Which is actually a good thing because it shows that the previous brands did a good job of inspiring the new generation to, you know, create stuff. I'm gonna start with my favorite brand, as I always do, which is where should I put it? Editor, put it right there. The myth, the legend, the OG. Red Bat was always there to give me swag at my brokest. It was actually created in 2003 to fill that gap in the local market for like trendy clothes. And honestly, Red Bat did the job perfectly. Look at these beautiful shorts I got from Red Bat. Should I wear them? Not gonna lie, low-key the camera angle is fucking me up. The only thing I can do is just vouch for y'all that these are gas. These are gas, you guys. I'm gonna be wearing them for the rest of the video, by the way. Okay, let me stop playing favorites and talk about the next brand, which is Galaxy Boy. Cause I find the story quite interesting and honestly kind of inspirational. Galaxy Boy kind of, in my opinion at least, Galaxy Boy kind of came out of nowhere. They opened a fancy store in Main Lane and suddenly they were the most relevant brand in South Africa. Which is far from true because this brand actually dates back to 2008. To think I was still alive back then is crazy. Some of you are probably calling me a dumbass for putting Galaxy Boy in the streetwear category, because I bet some of y'all consider it a luxury brand, especially those who went to the store in Main Lane. Well, guess what, buddy, it's actually both, kinda, in a way. Personally, I feel like the word luxury gets thrown around too much these days. It's kind of like the word AI. Niggas put AI at the end of a sentence and charge 10% more. Anyways, Galaxy Boy has been in the game, bro. You know, this guy, Tatiso Dube, is from a township here in Pretoria called Mamelodi. As a fellow township dweller myself, I get how hard building this whole thing brick by brick probably was for this guy. You know, he had a dream.
I got a dream.
And what was that dream?
What is your dream? To have a dream.
And it wasn't easy for this guy, you guys, but he made it happen. Galaxy Boy, a brand designed by the youth for the youth, according to the website, by the way. As a member of the youth myself, I obviously had to check out the store. Honestly, for a streetwear brand, their store in Main Lane looks pretty, well, for a lack of a better word, bougie. What I can say though is that these guys are balling, man. These guys are balling. I'm gonna walk you through some of the best pieces I got from Galaxy Boy. Like, what's that? Starting with my shirt. Starting with this black and red shirt. Honestly, I couldn't believe it, and I still don't, but it's like this shirt was made for me. It fits me so perfectly. Like, it goes Like it has just the perfect proportions for me. And back then I was kind of sad about fashion because I thought the only way to dress nice was to be American and to move to America where they sell better clothes. This shirt gave me hope that South Africa can actually make swag. Okay, yeah, moving on to the next shirt. A gray shirt I got from them last year or 2 years ago, I'm not sure. I love this shirt, man. I loved this shirt actually. You know, I didn't wear it much because like I was saving it. I only saved it for like good occasions. It was like my vacation shirt basically, and like something weird happened to the shirt. I'm not sure if I'm the problem here, but like it kind of lost some of its color over time, because like I remember the color was gone, bro. Like it was faded. It has these brown spots on them now, which look so badass. Like they look so cool. They made the shirt look better. Like at first I was like, fuck, my shirt is ruined. But then I actually just looked at it, you know, and was like, this is basically a Galaxy Boy and Balenciaga collab. Y'all know how those niggas be moving. One thing I noticed while browsing at their website is that there are way more products on the website compared to the store, which is something I missed as someone who has only went to the store like a couple of times. These guys really know how to make a good shirt, I'm not gonna lie. I was looking at the website asking myself why I wanted to buy all 4 of these shirts, and then like 5 seconds later I stumble upon this piece right here. You know when a friend puts you onto some like new music, you know, underground music, and the first 5 seconds of it are absolute dog piss, but then you start catching the drums and suddenly it sounds Grammy worthy. Well, I started seeing the details on this thing and I even imagined myself wearing it for a bit, and then I looked at the price and left to check if my noodles were done cooking. Now, the next brand I want to talk about was actually founded way back in 2020, which makes it a relatively new player in this whole game. The most interesting thing about this brand to me is the approach they're taking. First time I came across this brand was on an Instagram post featuring Brother Cooper, and Cooper himself is arguably one of the biggest faces of this whole SA underground music shandis. What immediately caught my attention was how seamlessly the brand blended into the culture surrounding it. You know, it wasn't just, oh look, Cooper's wearing our shirt. It felt more like an extension of the scene itself. Both the aesthetic and like the attitude felt perfectly aligned. It was clear that there was something bigger going on here, so naturally I ended up checking out their website, and that's when the vision showed itself to me. Take the word cult for example. Most people hear that word and immediately associate it with something negative, but add ish to the end, suddenly that assumption is slightly softened. Cult-ish doesn't describe a cult, it merely gestures towards one. They spared absolutely no expense on that website. You know, browsing through all their collections was a solid 8 out of 10 experience for me. At one point, I was already planning an outfit around this shirt until I saw the price tag, of course. Unlike Galaxy Boy, Cultish isn't even trying to be affordable, which to be fair makes sense considering the whole, like, you know, cult thing. After convincing myself to stop looking at the damn prices, I went back to studying the brand itself, and that's when the truth dawned on me. Let's start with their Instagram, for example. They've built a respectable following, I'm not gonna lie. Even filled the page with highlights covering different creative projects. More importantly, they are clearly no stranger to world building. The more photos I looked at, the more I began to understand like what they were building, and the more I understood, the more I wanted to sell my kidneys just to be a part of it. Honestly looking forward to seeing what this brand does next. Maybe even selling my kidney to buy that damn shirt, bruh. Okay, so that's it for the streetwear category, because this video is taking way too long for my liking. Man, shout out to these brands right here. These are goated brands. I wish I had time to talk about them in this video, but I can't. Here are honorable mentions. Check out my tryhard link if you want to help me out. Now moving on to the next category, luxury brands. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna freestyle this one because I didn't have time to like write the script. So yeah, starting with this brand called Matkosa. I already talked about this brand in my other video, but this brand basically took South African traditional fashion and like evolved it. I think that's the goal, I'm not sure, but the goal is to evolve traditional fashion. Honestly, I feel like it's great. It's great that they're keeping the culture alive, and not at a reasonable price, but that's a story for another day. You know, Matkosa brand, I don't know much about it, but what I do know is that it's a traditional brand. Honestly, I don't know. Guys, one thing about me is that I love talking about things I can't afford, and what I can say is that Matkosa is one of those brands that that I can't afford. Next luxury brand I want to talk about is called it's called Lux Home with like 2 M's. I don't know the whole thing. Some people might call it Papta. I don't know if that's the official name, but like I'm literally on the website right now and it says Lux Home X Papta, so maybe it's a collab, I don't know. But a lot of people, when I say Papta, I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to just say what comes into your mind. It's Kabza the Small. Yes, the producer, the artist, you know. One thing I noticed about this brand, Papta, is that it was made, I feel like it was only made so Kabza could afford it, bro. The only person I've seen afford this brand is Kabza. Joke's on me, because I actually haven't seen anyone wear this brand. Honestly, I don't know why it's considered a luxury brand. I don't know why this bag costs 6k, which honestly supports my thingy.
60k!
6k.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so expensive.
Which honestly supports my suspicion that this brand was actually only made so Kabza could buy it, because he's the only guy who can afford it. But that's just a joke, you guys, don't take it too seriously. Maybe the real luxury brands are the friends we made along the way. Papta maybe just for Kabza. If any of you guys actually have like a Papta shirt, pants, or a zip up or whatever, just tell me, because genuinely I'm trying to understand what's going on here. Like, is the vision Kabza or is it fashion? I don't know, bro. But that's it for my video.